Let's do this.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Atomic Comms. It is I, Paul Photon Davidson, and it is the day after the release of Super Mario Run. Pretty fun game. I'll get to that some other time. But for now, I'm going to talk about something Zelda related. What I am about to talk to you right now is currently a rumor, so none of this is supposed to be taken seriously, or at least not too seriously I should say, with a grain of salt, and this is all just opinions. But I'm pretty worried about what I'm about to talk about, so let's just get started. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a little stuffy or whatever, because I'm just barely getting off of a cold right now. So yeah, sorry for that, and now let's actually get started. So what am I going to talk about? Well, coming from the Japanese website Koji, supposedly the Nintendo Wii U version of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be cancelled, so that way the only version of Breath of the Wild we are going to get is the Nintendo Switch version. So there's not going to be a Wii U version for Wii U owners. If you want to play Breath of the Wild, you got to get a Nintendo Switch. That's basically what the website Koji is saying. Tried reading through it. It's in Japanese. You can translate it into English if you want. I'm actually getting all of my information here from Game Revolution that basically talks about the statements on Koji anyway. So if you want to read about that, then just go to the link in the description. I have it there. So why is this a bad thing? Well, everybody's probably thinking, well, hey, the Wii U is pretty much dead at this point. Breath of the Wild would have been the last game to come out for it anyway. Nobody wants a Wii U. Everybody wants a Nintendo Switch. Just make it for the Nintendo Switch. It's going to have nicer graphics. It's going to have more stuff. I can play it on the go. What's the point of the Wii U version? And I have this to say. It's because the game was originally supposed to be on the Wii U. It's been getting teased and advertised that way for the last 2, almost 3 years. And that's pretty much going to screw over a bunch of people that are interested in playing it. Now, I have said this multiple times on this channel that I want to get both versions of Breath of the Wild to compare them, to see what they are like on 2 different consoles, because it's not very often that Nintendo releases 2 different versions of a single game on separate consoles. At least that's what I would have said if it wasn't for the recent uprise in 3DS ports that have been coming out. But all that aside, I'm talking about the main console market here. Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo Switch. Now, what exactly is my stance on the possible cancellation of the Wii U version? I'm actually a little bit, I am confused, and I'm kind of negative towards it. Like I said, Breath of the Wild has been getting teased and advertised to us since 2014, and it was slated to be a Nintendo Wii U game. Now, granted, this is back when the Nintendo Switch wasn't even known about yet, even NX wasn't a thing yet. And it was the Wii U was still out, and it was doing better because of, like, Smash Brothers was on the verge of getting released, Splatoon was going to get released. All these really big hits were starting to come out, and the Wii U was starting to see improvement in sales. So I guess Nintendo back in the day felt like, okay, it's starting to improve. It's going to get to the numbers we want, and everything's going to be hanky-dory. But obviously that ended up not being the case. Now, apparently the reason why the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild is getting canceled is because of technical problems. That supposedly the Wii U is not able to handle the game. Therefore, they're just going to cancel it and switch on over to the Nintendo Switch version because that one is obviously more stable. And it makes sense. I could see why Breath of the Wild would do better on the Nintendo Switch. But are the problems with the Wii U version really that bad that you would want to cancel it? Granted, I don't know what problems that it's having. Like, I don't know if it's about frame rate or if it's because the graphics just don't look that good or there's glitches or whatever because the Wii U's hardware isn't capable of rendering or processing in a huge world like that, because there are plenty of open world games on the Wii U, or at least there are a few games that are like pretty massive. You know, like we got Xenoblade Chronicles, which is a open world RPG game. But I guess Breath of the Wild I think it's supposed to be bigger and more complicated, I think, than Xenoblade Chronicles X. At least that's what I think. So I don't know. Maybe after all this time, they finally found some flaw in the Wii U version of the game, and they're just like, screw it. Let's just make it for the Switch and forget the Wii U version. The Wii U is dead anyway. Who's gonna care? But that I'm thinking is the actual reason why they're canceling it, because everybody is hyped over the Nintendo Switch. The Wii U is on its way out, and really, I've heard there's that the Nintendo Switch version of the Breath of the Wild is going to have a lot more stuff. It's going to look a lot nicer, I think. Well, nicer in terms of resolution and stuff like that. And it would pretty much make the Wii U version obsolete, I would think. Like, what would the purpose of getting a Wii U be at this point? To get, I guess, games that are on the system already, you know, like if you want to get Paper Mario Color Splash, you're going to have to get a Wii U. If you want to get Super Smash Bros. 4, which I hear is going to be ported to the Switch anyway, like, heck, even with that, because a bunch of games are supposedly going to get ported to the Nintendo Switch, like Splatoon is supposedly going to get an enhanced port, so it's going to not only be Splatoon, it's going to have more stuff in it. The Mario Kart game that was shown off in the Switch's reveal is probably going to be an improved port of Mario Kart 8. That all pretty much defeats the purpose of getting a Wii U. The Nintendo Switch, like, I'm hyped for the Nintendo Switch. I definitely want to get whatever games are going to come out for it. Like, you know, there's a bunch of great games that are supposedly going to be coming out for it, and I want to try getting them all. And I'm pretty sure that the Wii U, as much as I like the console, is probably not going to be used that much after the Switch gets released. Especially since my 3DS probably isn't even going to get used all that much. They're probably using this whole technical issues thing as an excuse to not release it on the Wii U, because when I played it at E3, it seemed just fine. That was only a couple of months ago. So, and they've probably been adding stuff to the game, yes, but I don't know, honestly. That can't be the only reason why it would get canceled. And like I said, it's because probably they fear that the Wii U version is probably going to fall completely behind. So what's the point of making it? Which, there's a point to that, but at the same time, that's probably going to be screwing over a couple of consumers that were really looking forward to Breath of the Wild. Now, yes, there is a huge hype train for the Nintendo Switch, but that doesn't mean that there are some people that have a Wii U right now that probably do not want to get a Nintendo Switch because they, you know, like, as appealing as the Switch looks, the Wii U is just enough for them, or some reason. You know, if you're that kind of person, what are you going to do if Breath of the Wild gets canceled for the Wii U? You won't be able to play it. So those people would get screwed over. What about people, and I highly doubt there are anybody's doing this, but what if there are people that are going to get a Wii U just for Breath of the Wild, you know? What are they going to do then? I mean, at that point, if you don't even have a Wii U at that point, don't bother getting a Wii U now, unless you're actually legitimately interested in getting other games for the system, because we've had 4 to 5 years worth of games for it, so you'd be fine then. But if you're just getting it from Breath of the Wild, don't do it. Just get a Nintendo Switch. You're going to have a whole new slew of games to play. You can take it wherever you want. So just do that. Now, while I might be in support of the idea of, oh, well, if it's going to get canceled, just get a Nintendo Switch. That'll fix your problems. Yes, buy a whole new console just so you could play one game. While I do say you should do that, that doesn't mean that Nintendo is not segmenting off the market. That does suck that they're canceling the game, or that they might be canceling the game for the Nintendo's Wii U. I gotta remember that's a rumor. So none of this might happen. This could end up being dated within the next few days or not. But taking into context that whole reasoning where there's technical issues on the Wii U version, then I guess in that case it could be excusable, but the game has been in development for years and years, so I don't know why it would take them that long to notice such a game-breaking flaw, whatever it might be, because, like I said, there's no real detail on what exactly this technical issue is. So now, yes, this article definitely is a bit short on details, and I think I would need a bit more information on what exactly is going on with Breath of the Wild in order to see why this cancellation could be a thing. But this whole video has just been about telling you guys that this is a thing that could possibly happen and giving you my opinions on what the outcome of this what if situation could possibly be. So yeah, remember this is all a rumor. There's nothing set in stone yet. No one from Nintendo has come forward and said that this is definitely going to be canceled. I hope it's not canceled. I would like this game to be on as many consoles as possible, as realistically possible. So who knows? Maybe next year we'll be seeing both versions of the game, but until then, that's up for Nintendo to decide. With that said, guys, that's going to do it for this particular rant video. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, sorry if my voice sounds a bit scratchy or nasally. I'm just barely getting over a cold, and I'm pretty sure I'll be better in a few days. And Super Mario Run, like I said, has been released now. I've purchased the full game. So I'm going to try Let's Playing that game. Should be pretty easy. And yeah, if like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time I make a video. So anyways, keep being happy, keep having fun, and see you guys later.